I'm standing in her kitchen at 3 a.m., watching her sleep on the couch where I left her 4 hours ago, and I finally understand what they mean when they say you can love someone and still destroy them. My wedding ring feels like a noose around my finger. Her lipstick is still on my collarbone, and tomorrow I have to decide whether to board that plane to Seattle with my husband or stay here and burn my entire life to the ground for a woman I've known for 3 months. The worst part? I'm not sure which choice makes me the villain. I never thought I'd be the type of woman who kisses someone who isn't her husband. But then again, I never thought I'd be 37 and still wondering who I actually am. It started innocuously enough. Marketing conference in Austin, a shared panel on digital transformation, her laugh cutting through the corporate bullshit like a knife through butter. Maya, even her name felt like something forbiddens. Something I shouldn't say out loud when David asked about my day. Just networking, I told him over FaceTime. My face still flushed from the hour Maya and I had spent at the hotel bar, talking about everything except work. She told me about her ex-girlfriend, about coming out at 22, about the freedom of finally knowing yourself. I'd felt something crack open inside me, a door I'd been holding shut for so long. I'd forgotten it was there. David had seemed distracted anyway, probably working late again. 12 years of marriage had taught me not to ask too many questions. We'd become experts at parallel lives, crossing paths only at breakfast and bedtime, maintaining the illusion of intimacy through shared Netflix passwords and joint tax returns. But that night, alone in my hotel room, I couldn't stop thinking about the way Maya's eyes had held mine, the way she touched my wrist when she laughed, the way my body had responded electric, alive, terrified. I stared at my wedding ring under the bathroom fluorescent lights and whispered the question I'd been avoiding for 15 years. What if I'm not straight? The silence that followed felt like an answer. Calling it an affair feels both too heavy and not heavy enough. What do you call it when someone shows you who you've been hiding from yourself? Maya and I started texting the day after the conference. Harmless at first memes about our industry, articles we thought the other would like. Then late night conversations that stretched past midnight. Then voice notes I listened to while David snored beside me. Her voice in my earbuds like a secret language. I think I might be bisexual. I finally confessed to her one night. 2 months in, my heart hammering so hard, I thought it might crack a rib. Or maybe I've been a lesbian this whole time and just didn't let myself know it. I don't know. Is that possible? To not know for this long? Her response came immediately. Sarah, yes. God, yes, it's possible. You're not broken. You're just waking up. Waking up. That's exactly what it felt like, except waking up also meant seeing clearly what my life had become. The marriage I built like a fortress. The lie I'd been living. The man I'd promised forever to, who didn't deserve this betrayal. Even if he also didn't really see me anymore. When Maya came to Boston for work, I told David I was having dinner with an old college friend. Instead, I met her at a small Italian restaurant in the North End. And somewhere between the wine and her hand on my knee under the table, I stopped pretending. We kissed in her rental car. I cried. She held me. And I realized with perfect, devastating clarity that I'd never felt this alive with David, not even in the beginning. What am I going to do? I whispered against her neck. Whatever you need to, she said. But Sarah, you can't keep living a half-life. For anyone. I told David on a Tuesday. Not because Tuesday held any significance, but because I couldn't hold it in anymore. The secret was eating me alive from the inside out. I've been seeing someone, I said, my coffee going cold between my hands. A woman. Her name is Maya. The silence stretched so long I thought maybe he hadn't heard me. Then how long? 3 months. But David, it's not just about her. It's about me. I think I've been hiding who I am for maybe forever. I think I might not be straight. He laughed, sharp and bitter. Yeah, Sarah, I fucking gathered that when you said you've been fucking someone else. We haven't, but that felt like a technicality. I'd betrayed him in every way that mattered. He left the apartment, came back at 2 a.m. smelling like whiskey. The next 2 weeks were an excruciating dance of sleeping in separate rooms. Forced conversations about lawyers and who gets the KitchenAid mixer. The slow dismantling of a life we'd built together. But the worst moment came when my mother called. David had told his parents, who told mine, and suddenly everyone knew. How could you do this to him? She demanded. And with a woman? Sarah, this is just a phase. You're confused. You've been married for 12 years. I wanted to scream that 12 years of pretending didn't make it real. That every time David touched me, I'd had to imagine someone else. That I'd been confused my entire life until Maya, and now I was finally terrifyingly clear. Instead, I said, I'm sorry you're disappointed, but I can't keep apologizing for existing. I hung up, and for the first time in my life, I didn't call back. Maya is sitting across from me at the coffee shop where we first agreed to meet in person, and she's telling me she got a job offer in Portland, 3,000 miles away. Starting in 6 weeks. Come with me, she says, and it sounds like both a prayer and a dare. I want to say yes. God, I want to say yes so badly my chest aches with it. But I'm in the middle of a divorce that's draining my savings. My career is here. My friends, the ones who are still speaking to me, are here. And I'm 37 years old, trying to figure out who I am while everything I thought I knew burns down around me. Maya, I start, but she holds up her hand. Don't answer now. Just think about it. She reaches across the table, takes my hand. I know this is all happening so fast. I know you're still processing everything. But Sarah, I'm in love with you. And I think you love me too. Even if you're terrified to say it. She's right. I am terrified. Because loving her means accepting that I wasted 12 years on the wrong life. It means admitting I hurt someone who didn't deserve it. It means starting over completely, with no guarantee it'll work out. But I think about the alternative. Staying here, playing it safe, dating women casually while I rebuild my life in the same city where everyone knows me as David's ex-wife. The woman who left her husband for a woman. The woman who couldn't figure herself out until it was too late, or I could get on a plane to Portland. I could choose love over fear. I could choose myself. Ask me again in a week, I tell her, squeezing her hand. I promise I'll have an answer. She smiles, sad and hopeful at once. I'll be waiting. When I get home to my new studio apartment, the first place that's ever been just mine, I stand at the window looking out at the Boston skyline and let myself imagine it. A life where I'm not apologizing. A life where I'm not hiding. A life that's messy and uncertain and completely, authentically mine. I think I already know my answer. I just need to be brave enough to say it out loud. Second chances don't come wrapped in certainty. They come disguised as terrifying leaps of faith, as uncomfortable truths, as the willingness to burn down everything safe for the possibility of something real. I'm still figuring out who I am. Bisexual? Lesbian? Maybe the labels matter less than the truth. I'm a woman who loves a woman, and I'm done apologizing for it. If you've ever felt like you're living someone else's life, like there's a version of yourself you've been too afraid to meet, this is your permission slip. It's messy. It hurts. People will judge you. But on the other side of that fear is the most profound freedom you'll ever know. The freedom to be yourself. The love you're looking for might be on the other side of the life you're afraid to leave. Are you ready to stop letting go of your truth? Your second chance is waiting. You just have to be brave enough to take it.